is a presentation of Fox Sports.
We are Fox Sports. We are San Diego.
Welcome to beautiful Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Amazingly, the first time the San Diego Padres have ever been here. Game 1 of 3 is next on Fox Sports San Diego.
Dickerson and Schimpf back-to-back, and the Padres have tied it. And the Padres have taken a 4-run lead.
We welcome you inside the Rogers Center. Matt Kemp and the Padres are here for the first time. These two teams, they can swing the stick. Both have been tremendous since the beginning of June. 2 of the top 4 going head-to-head tonight in Game 1 of a 3-game series. Welcome inside the broadcast booth, everybody. I'm Don Orsillo along with Mark Grant. Welcome to Padres Baseball. This 3-city tour continues for the Padres. The first time they've ever been here to the Rogers Center. And Mud coming into tonight, we see Ryan Schimpf in the lineup again, a former Blue Jays draft pick.
It's going to be fun with Ryan Schimpf, but I'm telling you what, ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be an electric atmosphere tonight at Rogers Center. The crowd is ready to go, and so is Ryan Schimpf. You look at the last 6 games, the average, the home runs, but then you even look a little deeper. In July, he leads Major League Baseball with 9 home runs, and the slugging percentage is through the roof. He was a victim of the depth chart here with the Blue Jays. Guys like Aaron Hill, Cesar Izturis, infielders, particularly second base. Ryan Schimpf was stuck in the minor leagues. Boy, you talk about an opportunity knocking. He is answering that door big time right now.
Well, the Blue Jays had an incredible year last year. Trying to do the same this year. They got the AL MVP from last year, Josh Donaldson, in their lineup.
Can you say back-to-back possibly? Because Josh Donaldson is putting up one heck of a year at the age of 30. 302, 24 home runs. He's driven in 70. How about the on-base percentage of 415? But power, every time he's in the box, he's got that big leg kick, a good position, and the rankings of Major League Baseball right there. And Don, let's not forget about his defense. As good as anyone over there at the hot corner. He is quite the acquisition when the Toronto Blue Jays acquired that guy and wearing that bird on his chest.
Colin Ray will be on the mound tonight for the Padres. They go up against Aaron Sanchez. Is he good? I'll say so. The All-Star is 10-1. We'll talk about it when we come back to the Rogers Center in Toronto after this. Petco presents Padres Baseball, brought to you by Jerome's, where Jerry's price is the lowest price every day. By Petco, your complete pet store. By Pinnacle on the Park, make your new home here. Visit pinnacleonthepark.com for details. And by Sony High-Res Audio, finally hear everything. The CN Tower here in Toronto, a beautiful sight as we send it down to field level at Julie Alexandria.
Oh, thanks so much, Don. Well, with bullpen coach Doug Bockler filling in for Darren Balsley, he will then assume the role of pitching coach for this series up north. And so his view for this series is going to be just that much different from the dugout. Here's Doug before the game.
Well, my responsibility is completely different with him being gone. Have an opportunity to be in the dugout and work with the guys a little bit in bullpens, and fully trust the veteran leadership that we have down in the bullpen to, keep things in check. And Hatch and Benny, they're going to do a great job down there as well. So it's exciting, though. It's nice to be closer to the action.
Pitching coach Darren Balsley will be back, and he will return after this series when we are all back in San Diego. Back up to you guys in the booth.
All right, Julie, thanks very much. There's Doug Bockler ready to assume his duties as pitching coach tonight, and we get a chance firsthand to take a look at Aaron Sanchez in tonight's game. And well, he has been terrific, going from being a reliever to a starter, and a good one, bud.
He is a darn good one. This has got a good rotation up here in Toronto. This 24-year-old really knows how to command the strike zone. You see the numbers, the innings from last year going up, the ERA down, the strikeouts are up. This kid, I still think he's got some growing to do, maturing. But he's a homegrown Blue Jay, and they love him up here. He's got a tremendous arm.
Check out the Padres starting 9 tonight, brought to you by Toyota. Travis Jankowski leading it off in center with Will Myers at first. Matt Kemp in right. Jan Hervis Solarte at third. Alex Dickerson in left with Ryan Schimpf, the former Blue Jay prospect, at second base. Alexei Ramirez at shortstop. Brett Wallace is the DH, and Derek Norris does the catching and bats out of the 9 spot. Aaron Sanchez ready to work. And the first pitch of the ball game skips in for ball 1, and we are underway. Now Travis Jankowski having a chance to lead off. Melvin Upton Jr. out of the lineup again tonight for the Padres. A 1-0 pitch, and that's a strike. So much being talked about as we get close to the trade deadline about possible guys on the move, and Upton seems to be one of those guys.
I heard your name's on the block. That's
it
how
well could be.
Exactly. But it's going around the clubhouse, and it's in every team, and we know that. Yep. Especially, back in the day, Don, you had to wait till the paper came out. You watched it on the news that night, right? Because you got a report. But now it's instantaneous. MLB.com. You've got Twitter. You've got journalism all over the place at your fingertips.
Couple of hops out to Devin Travis, who takes care of Travis Jankowski. Let's check out the Blue Jays defensively, brought to you by National University. Left to right across the outfield, Michael Saunders, Kevin Pillar, and Jose Bautista back for the Jays. Third to first, Josh Donaldson, Troy Tulowitzki, Devin Travis, who just made that play, Justin Smoke at first, and Russell Martin does the catching for Aaron Sanchez.
Pretty good defense. 44 errors, miscues. The least, or I should say they're tied with Houston in that category.
One down as Will Myers stands in, and a broken bat grounder by the mound. Still getting it though is Sanchez, and gets it there in time. What a play. He never panicked. It got by him. It stopped in the grass. He was able to pick it, and with Travis coming on, almost a collision, but he is able to get Myers 2 down.
That's the amazing thing. Once this ball is by him, because it was hit the way it was off the bat, it kind of checked up for him, it looked like, enabling him to go back and get it. The bare hand, just a great athlete. And you also said it, Don. He did not panic. Fired a strike to first base.
2 down here in the first, and it brings up Matt Kemp, our umpiring crew tonight. Lance Barrett as the plate calling the balls and strikes with Dan Iasanya at first base. Clint Fagan at second, and Eric Cooper is the umpire at third. So 2 down here in the first for Sanchez, and here's Kemp for the first time tonight. Framed there by Martin, but called a ball. 22 home runs for Matt Kemp in his 97th game of the year. 67 runs batted in. Hitters like hitting here at the Rogers Center, largely because of that dark batter's eye in center field. You're looking at blue and black out there, and it is all dark, and it is terrific to hit from.
And because of the dome, and correct me if I'm wrong, you've been here many more times than I have, very few shadows, I would say.
Swing and a miss, that is true, and this certainly plays differently with the roof open than it does when it is closed.
Ball flies when it's open.
Yeah.
You know, on TV, this place looks like it's huge. But when you come here, we know it's a hitter's park. The ball jumps, as you mentioned.
2 is outside. The city electrified by the way the Blue Jays have played the last couple of years, back in the mix again. And big ballpark here. The first of the retractable roofs, formerly known as the Sky Dome, now the Rogers Center. You pitched here, right?
I was with the Mariners. I did not make a start here because I was in the rotation.
Okay.
So I missed this particular venue. 1992. It's been a long time. I love coming back here, though.
First time the Padres have ever been here. 3-2 pitch. That's ball 4, and down to first base goes Kemp with 2 down. All right, fans, we're joining forces with Saquon Pick the Stick. Weigh in on Twitter for a chance to win a free foursome of golf courtesy of Saquon Golf Resort. Just hashtag I'm with the last name of the broadcast you want to join forces with. If they win, you could win too on random winners selected nightly. Those are our picks. My guy just walked. That's good, right? I get points for that?
That's a point.
All right, I'll take it.
You're up to 140.
Nice. 2 down, Matt Kemp at first base, and Yangervis Solarte, the batter. We'll look at strike 1.
How about that stuff from Sanchez?
That was 96 into the knees.
I know he's only thrown 12 pitches, but he's got the heat. He's got the movement.
Working from the stretch with Kemp at first base. And a grounder by the mound. Shifting was Travis. He had to come a long way in. Double pumps and is just in time. That was pretty close at first base, but called out at first is Solarte. We'll see if the Padres are going to challenge this, and they are. That was really close, and I have to be honest with you, from the naked eye, it looked like he beat it, I thought.
I thought the same thing.
Just a double pump there by Devin Travis, and the pump cost him, I think.
Oh, I got safe.
Yeah, he's on the bag, right?
Yes, he is. Remember, it's when the ball hits the back of the glove. His foot is on the bag now, and the ball, you can see clearly, still hasn't hit the back of the glove yet. Foot, yeah.
Safe, yep. And the pitcher, Aaron Sanchez, never left the mound. That gives you the idea that he saw what he saw, and they have overturned it. So the Padres win that one very quickly. So that'll be an infield hit for Yangervis Solarte. First hit of the night for the Padres, and runners at first and second with 2 down. Alex Dickerson coming up here for the Padres.
Hey, Solarte's got the bad wheel, right? I mean, he doesn't have blazing speed, but he was giving it his all down there, down that line as quickly as he can.
Yesterday, first career 3-hit game for Dickerson, including his 3rd home run of the year, part of the come-from-behind victory for the Padres in Washington. That was one of the quicker challenges we've seen. It was only 40 seconds for them to check that out. They figured it out pretty quickly. So 2 down, Kemp at second, Solarte at first, and Dickerson did go. Kind of changed his mind in the middle of that fastball. A real key for the Padres tonight would be to get to Aaron Sanchez early in this outing. Type of guy that can settle in, no doubt. Strike 2. Rarely will you see him work in the middle. We've seen him in and out. And that's where he lives.
And with the movement, you know, a pitcher like that, he can aim towards the middle of the plate. If he's got tremendous movement, he brings that one back. That one's in off the plate, and the 2-seamer bringing it back in.
Strike 3. Wow. Takes him another hitter, but Sanchez gets out of any trouble in the first inning. Padres don't score. The Blue Jays are coming up. Blue Jays can hit. There's no doubt about that. This is an excited town as the Blue Jays again taking another run in the American League East. And you don't see this every day. A guy with this much power. And Jose Bautista leading it off as we look at the Blue Jays lineup, brought to you by Hyundai. 23rd time that he has led it off. Josh Donaldson at third base, Edwin Encarnacion the DH, Michael Saunders in left, Troy Tulowitzki at short with Russell Martin catching, Kevin Pillar in center, Justin Smoke at first, and Devin Travis at second base, bats out of the 9 spot. Here is Jose Bautista, and he'll look at strike one. 92 that time from Colin Ray to get it started. Bautista coming back, 12 home runs, 41 runs batted in, his 66th game of the year for the Blue Jays, and they're happy to have him back. Makes a big difference when he's in the lineup. John Gibbons at the helm of the Blue Jays, done a terrific job. Managed at Double-A for the Padres in between stints here in Toronto. Second time he's back here with the Jays, doing a great job. Great guy.
Had a chance to visit with the Jays skipper. Just a great baseball guy. John and I first crossed paths in 1983. He was catching for the Jackson Mets.
Okay.
And I was pitching for the Shreveport Captains. That's when we first met.
We first took up 1991. He was coaching for the Pittsfield Mets in A-ball, and he had just retired. And so I've known him for 20 some odd years. Terrific guy. He can get hot.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
He has been ejected from the occasional game.
Hey, it's the kind of manager you like to play for,
Yes.
right? He sticks up. He's loyal to his players.
3-1 the count to Jose Bautista with Donaldson on deck. No easy outs in this lineup, and Bautista will pop it up. Norris will hop out. It'll be high in the dish, and look out. Collision, but Norris holds on. Solarte coming down the line and was calling Norris off, but the two collide, and Norris is like a rock holding on to that baseball.
Kind of tough to tell who is calling. Does Derek? Oh, you know what? Solarte, he just came barreling in right there. He's clearly calling it.
Yep.
I don't think Derek was. Hey, the bottom line, that's an out.
It's an out. One down here in the first inning, and it brings up Josh Donaldson, last year's American League MVP, vying for the same spot again this year. They shift on him on the left side to the Padres. And that is ball one from Colin Ray.
Very athletic stance. When I look at Josh Donaldson, he's in that crouch. He's got that leg kick. Well, you talk about with those numbers, he's doing something right. The timing, getting that front foot down, getting the hands back, and just going whacking.
Talking to John Gibbons last year about the addition of Donaldson. That's a hot shot. Ramirez reels it in. They were defensively aligned perfectly. But the addition of Donaldson changed the Blue Jays last year in a dramatic way, and it was really his addition coming in. Now defensively for the Padres tonight, brought to you by your San Diego County Ford dealers. Dickerson in left, Jankowski in center, Kemp in right, Solarte at third, Ramirez at short, Schimpf at second, Myers at first, and Norris doing the catching for Colin Ray. So two down here in the first, and it brings up Edwin Encarnacion. DHing, also will play some first base for the Blue Jays. 265 on the year, 27 home runs, 87 runs driven in. For the most part, was a 3-4 punch with Bautista until they changed the lineup around here in Toronto. But now it goes so deeply with Saunders in the cleanup spot, Tulowitzki after that, Russell Martin, who's a big part of this team last year, coming here making a big difference.
And with the DH in order during this series, you look at the number 9 spot, Devin Travis, he's having a pretty decent year, hitting 9th.
On the corner, and it's 1-2.
Very nice pitch by Colin Ray, and if he can stay effectively down and away with that 4-seam fastball, you know, sometimes he'll throw the 2-seamer and come back. That is a perfect pitch.
Outfield set up straight away here on Encarnacion. And that'll bounce in. Ray upset with himself in that last delivery.
By the way, Julie had a nice report on Doug Bachler being the acting pitching coach. And I've corresponded with Darren Balsley. He just had some minor hand surgery. All is well. He's doing great watching the game tonight. So you just wanted to pass that along. All is well with Darren Balsley.
Chopped off the plate, foul.
Who had a lot of connections with this Toronto Blue Jay organization. Played for the Blue Jays in the minor leagues, managed at Medicine Hat.
How about that?
Yeah.
Alberta, right?
Yeah. And there's Doug Bockler.
Darren Balsley, one of the best pitching coaches in all the game.
I think he's the best, but you're talking to me.
You would know. 2-2. Just missed.
Well, it looks like Colin is trying to establish that fastball down and away consistently. And once again, you don't have to throw 98. Hey, if he's 92 consistently, you can spot that fastball. Let's see if the changeup's a major factor tonight too with this power hitting team, the Blue Jays.
Rip foul. Not ahead of that. Full count. Let's take a look at the keys to the game, brought to you by your San Diego Honda dealers.
All right, from Rogers Center, Toronto, Ontario. Contain the Jays offense. As Don just mentioned, they're very deep and hit more home runs. I love home runs. Continue the streak. 22 games the Padres have hit a home run.
Look out. The seat's a hot shot on a check swing.
All is well, it looks like.
He didn't catch the ball, but he did get the ball in his chest.
You know what? I know we've only played. This is the bottom half of the first inning, and we've been in this town only hours. I love this place.
Strike three. Encarnacion down by way of the K. Good first for Colin Ray. We're done with one without a score. North of the border in Toronto, Canada.
I'm going to approach it like any other game, but I think it's only natural. I think anybody else who it happened to, or in my situation, may play with a little chip on their shoulder. I think it's only human. But you know, with saying that, I'm not going to be mad or bitter or whatever. It's my journey. That's part of it, and you know, I'm very glad that the Padres saw something in me and you know, saw the potential in me to give me a chance to get here in the big leagues.
Second baseman Ryan Schimpf with a little added incentive today here in Toronto with this game. He was drafted in 2009 in the 5th round by the Blue Jays, never got that chance. And of course, then he's sitting out here on the field before the game today, and he said it feels so weird to be sitting here, of course, in a different team's jersey. But I asked him how much his life has changed since being called up to the majors, and he said, you know, doesn't matter what happens, I'm still the same guy.
Lifts one high in the air, Julie, to right field, and back shy of the track to make the catch is Bautista. Schimpf gives it a ride. And Julie, yeah, really it is. It is giving him an opportunity to play at the major league level here. He is making good, and He comes in with 9 home runs, 17 RBIs, and was a 5th-round draft choice of this Toronto Blue Jays team. And Mudd, as you mentioned off the top in the open, it just worked out there were too many guys ahead of him in the depth chart in this organization.
He was a victim of that depth chart. We mentioned guys like Aaron Hill, Cesar Izturis. I mean, we can go on. There's probably a couple more that when Ryan was a farmhand, hey, that's a tough lineup, a tough roster to crack.
Aaron Hill had been a 1st-round draft choice. We've seen what kind of career he's gone on to have. Was a fixture here for, what, 5-6 years while Schimpf was in the minors and was not coming up during that time.
And good things come to those who wait. And Ryan Schimpf.
There's your list.
Yeah.
Ryan Goins, who had a good run here. And take a look at Bonifacio mixed in there as well. Kelly Johnson, who's been very well traveled. This one fouled down the right field line out of play. But Schimpf's getting his chance at 28, and he's making good right now.
And the way he carries himself, too. Remember we talked to him at the hotel today?
Yep.
And, you know, he's got such a great attitude. And like the conversation with Julie, he said, you know, I'm just taking advantage of it.
Alexei Ramirez strikes out looking. He didn't think so. 2nd strikeout for Aaron Sanchez in the night. 2 down.
A pretty good movement once again from Sanchez. This kid's got a rocket arm. Free and easy, 2-seamer. Nice frame job by Russell Martin. Boy, not a lot of movement. Keep an eye tonight on the glove of Russell Martin. I mean, there's nothing better than when a catcher just sticks it right there and there's hardly any movement. Soft receiving like in a pillow, but steady as a rock. Look at that.
Well, Brad Wallace, the DH in an American League city here, having a chance to DH. 5 homers, 15 runs batted in, hitting at .211 on the year, and in his 80th game. Alex Anthopoulos, really the architect of this team, the executive of the year, and then ends up leaving the organization, going to the Dodgers. And now Mark Shapiro at the helm here, formerly of the Cleveland Indians, which has certainly changed some things. But this team here, primarily the blueprint of Alex Anthopoulos. Did such a great job here for the Jays.
Okay, now he breaks out the curveball, the 12-6 hammer, after that 96-97 2-seamer.
Nasty. 96 and elevated. Back-to-back K's got 3 in all. Hitting and a half done. No score from Toronto. As we head to the bottom of the 2nd inning, time for tonight's Cold Hard Facts are brought to you by Clean Crisp Coors Light. John Gibbons' offense has been picking it up as the year has gone on. We take a look at April, May, June, and July, and you see the runs per game going up as well throughout the course of the first 4 months of the year. And this team is too good not to hit a lot.
And for John Gibbons, you come to the ball yard, you fill out the lineup card, and you just kind of sit back. 36 games since June 11th. They've scored 222 runs. That's over 6 runs a game.
And they're in a division that scores a lot of runs. You're talking about the other 2 teams they're involved with, really. The top of the American League East, and Baltimore and Boston, both scoring a lot of runs as well. 287, 19 home runs, 46 runs batted in for the All-Star Michael Saunders, who leads it off here for the Jays in the 2nd inning. He'll take a strike.
Well, let's keep an eye on Colin Ray tonight. Also spinning the baseball, getting out in front, spinning the baseball. That means staying on it a little longer. And what does that mean? Works down in the zone easier rather than cutting it off and leaving it up in the zone, especially to this team.
Padres are shifting on the right side with Schimpf in short right field.
Oh, I got a nice little telestrator up here tonight.
How about you?
Yeah.
I didn't like what you were doing with it before when you were practicing.
Really?
No, I didn't enjoy that.
Like drawing some extra moss on your head?
Yes. It was not fun for me. Swing and a miss. 2-2.
But by the way, in the first inning, I was talking about coming here to Toronto.
Yeah.
Friendliest city. I mean,
it's awesome.
It's unbelievable. It's great.
It really is.
Isn't it?
Very nice people.
How about when they were announcing the lineups? It was electric.
Yeah. They're into it.
Oh.
2-2 pitch. Close, and Norris tried to bring it back to the corner. Largest lower bowl of any stadium I think there is in Major League Baseball. I'm talking about the first section that goes from the first row all the way back underneath the overhang.
Yeah, up all that way, right?
All that stuff there.
Yeah. The second deck, very far away. Good call. Still, though, it's got a great atmosphere here.
Full count to Saunders, batting out of the cleanup spot. And he'll take ball 4, leadoff walk. Well, the first visit ever for the Padres here to Toronto. And what do we know about Toronto? Well, it's the 5th largest city in North America. CN Tower, which hangs over the Rogers Center here off to our right. Tallest building in the world from 76 through 2010. And of course, nothing bigger than hockey in this town. The home also of the Hockey Hall of Fame, and there are people out there. You can do this tomorrow, Mud, on the CN Tower. You go up there, and they put you in a suit, they put you in a harness, and then you hang over the edge. And I will never do that, ever. To third, Sarte knocks it down, stays with it. Throw to first in time to get the out of Tulowitzki.
Nice.
No chance of getting Saunders at second base, stayed with it on a hot shot on the ground for out number 1.
You know, part of being a third baseman, part of being an infielder is that if you deflect that ball and it stays in front of you, you really don't have to panic. You've got more time than you think, I think, more times than not. And that's exactly what Jan Hervis does here. And a nice stretch on the back end by Will Myers as well. But if that ball stays in front of you, arms reach to the right or the left, you still have a chance.
So 1 out, Saunders at second base, Russell Martin coming up. Of course, they had Exhibition Stadium here for so many years outdoors.
Yeah.
And that had to be on the cold side, I would think, for a lot of the year. But now you have the possibility of the roof. First game played here June 5th of 1989 here at what was then Sky Dome.
I remember watching the first game at Exhibition Stadium, White Sox Blue Jays. It was snowing. Oh, yeah.
Huh. Well, the first pitch here ever was Jimmy Key to Paul Molitor.
It's a pretty good matchup.
Yeah. Of course, the manager of the Minnesota Twins, Paul Molitor, Hall of Famer. 0-1. First hit was Molitor. It's a double. First Blue Jays hit here ever. Kelly Gruber. Remember that name?
Oh, yeah.
Third baseman, right?
He had the sweet mullet.
Yes, good moss. Good flowing moss.
Oh. He could hit a little bit, too.
Martin with a big cut there. Ray fooled him.
That was the era of the mullet. Late 80s, early 90s.
Did you have it? I knew at one point you did have hair.
I did. Flat top, mullet in the back.
So what is it? The business is in the front and the party's in the back?
Party's in the back,
yeah.
dude. You bet. A lot of fun.
Yeah, I bet you had a lot of fun. I've seen some of those baseball cards recently. I've never known you with moss.
You never will.
I don't know. I can see you getting plugged someday.
No way. No way. I'm staying as far away from that.
Show up one spring training and you got all this moss. Nothing to see here. 1-2. I just let it grow out. That's all. Oh, okay.
No, nothing going up top would be a big horseshoe.
Okay.
Martin's not biting up to 2-2. Colin trying to work down in the zone. Let's see if he throws a little wrinkle down and away here. Oof.
Close pitch.
Try to bring the two-seamer back at 93. Keep an eye on the velocity tonight also of Colin Ray. If he can maintain 93, two-seamer just missed. And a ball on tracks, which is very accurate. We've said that many times.
Third full count already tonight for Colin Ray. Martin will foul it off to the right out of play. 7 homers, 36 runs driven in for Russell Martin.
Always been one of those guys, Russell Martin. You know what you're going to get. And you don't have to worry about him. He's just solid through and through.
Kevin Pillar waiting on deck. You got a guy coming home here in Russell Martin to the Toronto area as he takes a pitch up high from East York, Ontario. Resides in Quebec during the offseason, so even better for Blue Jays fans here. The homegrown Canadian as he walks, second walk of the inning allowed by Ray.
Well, it's really not the worst fate. You've got to force at any base right now with one out. You've got righty on righty, Pillar versus Ray. Hey, one thing we should tell our viewers about the infield, right?
Yes.
This area
was not here before. It was all turf.
Yes. The just remember, it was just around the bases. Remember that?
Do indeed.
Now it's dirt all the way around.
Kevin Pillar will take ball 1 down and away.
Now that the Blue Jays are the sole tenants here at Rogers Center, the Argonauts have moved.
The CFL.
Yep.
When they first put this surface in, all kinds of black, like rubber tire stuff was flying up and getting in some players' eyes and slowing the ball down, but it is improved as it's been played on over the last couple of years. When it first in, a lot of the Blue Jays were complaining about the surface, and the seams also were a problem. Seams were big.
Yeah.
And you could see them in change direction of ground balls, and still some seams, but it is much better playability wise here now at the Rogers Center. Foul back, and it's 1-2. You do see the seams though. I mean, they're still there. And they can change the direction on a ball when it hits. Now they would, because this is a multi-purpose arena, would put in the old turf and take it out, put it in, take the mound out. I mean, it's
a mess.
It was not good.
Yeah.
So this is far and away better. On the ground, diving is Schimpf. He will look at second, but go to first. 2 moving into scoring position, but he gets the shore out at first base. 2 down. Nice sprawling play by Ryan Schimpf.
That's a nice play. It saves a run. Schimpf kind of jockeying over towards second base, now over to his left. Check second base, but you know what? I'll get the shore out at first base. Blue Jays are going to have to come up with a 2-out knock with runners at second and third. And pitchers really appreciate that. And Ryan Schimpf, not only with the bat, but that's a good defensive play.
So second and third, Blue Jays threatening here in the second inning with 2 down, and here's Justin Smoke. Guy's got a lot of power. 11 homers, 26 runs batted in. Well, the breaking ball drops in there for a strike.
That's key. First pitch breaker.
You got number 8 hitter in the order with 11 home runs. There are no easy outs in this Blue Jays lineup. Popped up left side. Ramirez will head back, pedal to left. In comes Dickerson. And it's Dickerson. A little stagger, but he makes the catch that ends the inning. Out of a jam is Ray with no score from Toronto. now for the tools of the trade, brought to you by Ram Trucks.
Let's talk about right-hander on the mound tonight for the Jays, Aaron Sanchez. The fastball, 96-97, but it's not just the power, it's location. Down and away. When you look at the tracks, right on the outside corner. And when you possess those two things, you're going to have one heck of a year, and he is doing just that. Aaron Sanchez, the focus of our tools of the trade. He's got more in that toolbox as well. Good hammer.
Derek Norris leading it off here for the Padres. Now you look at what Sanchez features coming in. We're talking about his curveball, 16% of the time.
Yeah, pretty much fastball, curveball heavy. Occasional changeup. I think we saw a changeup earlier in the game.
Norris grounds one down to Donaldson. One down. 5 in a row now retired by Sanchez. The Blue Jays had a good opportunity to score at the bottom of the second inning, but could not play to run. Leaving runners at second and third. Padres left 2 men on in the first. They've had their chance too. And with one away, second time through now for Aaron Sanchez. Travis Jankowski coming up. Rounded out to the second baseman, Devin Travis, in the first inning. One hit so far for San Diego, Yangervis Solarte. The infield hit, as it turned out in the first inning, a play that initially was called out, but a review and was overturned as the Padres challenged. Good size gap out in right center. Strike one.
Here's that gap you're talking about, Donald. Could have toughed pull Sanchez though, right?
Yes.
Jankowski from the left side there, unless you get something soft over the middle of the plate.
That wasn't soft, but missed low. Just the 10th time these two franchises have met. All time. Down the line and left. Saunders on the move, and he'll get there. Good running start for Saunders in left on a ball that was heading towards the line and running in on a slant to take care of out number 2. Sanchez on a pretty good run right now. He comes in with a record overall of 10-1, and he's got himself 9 wins in a row. See the other guys, as it's been an impressive year for Rick Porcello, also of the Red Sox this season, but Zach Greinke a disappointing year for this year and on the DL.
Hasn't lost since like April 22nd.
Yeah.
10-1 record. ERA under 3. Fewer hits than innings pitched.
Two down in the third. 6 in a row. Retired by the right-hander. Myers kind of spinning away, but that's a strike. 0-2.
This is a two-seamer, power two-seamer, and you've heard the descriptions of certain pitchers: nasty, filthy. Sanchez is dirty.
A tad high.
You know what? I remember hearing about him and seeing him, on highlights and stuff, but seeing him in person,
it's different.
This kid's pretty special. See that frame job by Martin?
Yes. Veteran catcher does a great job of doing that.
Two-seamer. Watch the glove of Martin. So he tries to bring it back in just a little bit, and the way he caught it
like
too.
He's catching it in the strike zone, even the ball is not.
Exactly. Glove is over the heart or the corner, but it catches it in the webbing, right?
It's a special talent. That is a strike. Didn't have to move it at all. Myers didn't like it, but he strikeout victim number 4. 2.5 done. No score from Canada. Time now for the memorable moment in Major League Baseball history, brought to you by Geico. July 25th, 1966, the Splendid Splinter, Ted Williams, was inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame. And in his induction speech, Williams advocated for the inclusion of Negro League stars Satchel Paige and Josh Gibson, who would later enter the Hall in 1971 and 1972, respectively. As a pitch from Ray to begin things here in the bottom of the third inning.
The thumper.
Evan Travis out of the 9 spot. 278, 6 homers, 23 runs batted in, has solidified second base for the Jays.
Talked to Pat Tabler before the game. He's the color analyst for the Jays on TV. Great guy, by
Love
the way.
Pat Tabler.
They call him Tabby. And he said that Travis does a nice job of just rifling the ball over the whole field. He can fight off a fastball in the inside part of the plate, get his hands through and fight it that way. If you try to come in on him for a strike, he can drop that head on you. And there's Tabby. Guy can hit with the bases loaded now. He hit like 460 something career with the bases loaded.
Always comes up with the bases loaded.
Oh.
Well, Ray has fallen behind Travis here, number 9 man, and gets the strike in there to make it 3-1.
This is what Colin needs to avoid, the deep counts, hitter counts.
And a leadoff walk, second straight inning. Does not want to do that. 3 walks in the last 2 innings now for Ray. Now, the Blue Jays have had some boppers over the years. Guys who can hit it out of the yard. All-time leader is Carlos Delgado. Jose Bautista finding his way. Edwin Encarnacion, usually a 3-4 combination. Of course, Vernon Wells oftentimes would hit behind Carlos Delgado in this Blue Jays lineup. But who can forget Joe Carter? Of course, the championship years here in the early 90s for the Jays.
Also a Padre at one time. Played for both organizations. Jolton Joe.
Lead runner on here for the Blue Jays as Bautista fouls it off to the right out of play.
Played with Joe Carter. Good teammate. Great guy.
Seemed like a great guy.
Kid could hit. Oh my gosh. RBI machine, Joe Carter. He was so quick down on a fastball in. He would literally, and I'm not kidding, right-handed hitter, he would foul one over like that camera well that's just beyond the Jays dugout. He would be so quick to a baseball.
Turn on it.
And turn on it.
Yep.
Joe Carter, Wichita State. Shocker.
Bautista fouled out to the catcher, Derek Norris. Actually, a ball that was caught in fair ground, but caught by the catcher, and a bit of a collision with Solarte.
Oh, good hammer. Good curveball.
Kind of froze Bautista.
Get up on top and spin it. Get it out there. Oh, yeah, it buckles Bautista.
Bautista coming back on the 25th at a rehab assignment in Buffalo. Strained left big toe, had him on the DL. It's 4 games of rehab before coming up. Broken back grounder left side. Ramirez is second for 1, on to first for 2. Broken back grounder turns into 2. 6-4 to 3 on the DP. 2 down.
You talk about getting in someone's kitchen. A great pitch by Derek Norris. And then Ryan Schimpf, how about the footwork around the bag with the runner coming into second base? Travis trying to break it up, straight slide, good slide. But then Travis feeding it to Will Myers. And somewhere in San Diego, pitching coach Darren Balsley is smiling ear to ear.
Now 2 down here in the 3rd inning. And it brings up Josh Donaldson. Lined out sharply to Ramirez at shortstop. They shift on him again as he takes strike 1.
This is getting to the kitchen. In La Cocina. Oh, I love that. I love it. You have to trust yourself to throw it in there and miss. If you're going to miss in. Because we know the damage Bautista can do.
If he doesn't make contact with that, it might have hit him in the stomach.
Yeah.
In the kitchen.
Yeah.
In the cucina.
Cocina.
Cocina.
Yeah.
That was close.
You got to rattle those pots and pans.
Big cut there.
Well, he doesn't get cheated, does he?
No. Pitch up at 92. Colin Rea individually 5-4 coming into this game. 19th appearance, 18th start. In the air down the right field line, but foul. Donaldson walks a lot, first in walks in the American League with 67. Good hitter, knows the strike zone. 1-2 pitch. And a swing and a miss.
Nice.
Got baffled there. Fastball up and in. A good strikeout for Ray. His second K of the night. Enjoys a good third inning. We head to the fourth without a score. Half of the fourth inning back here at the Rogers Center, and in between innings, Doug Bockler, who is serving as the pitching coach tonight, talking it over with Colin Ray. What's been a very good start so far tonight for Ray.
Substitute teacher Doug Bockler, and for Darren Balsley, who's had some little bit of hand surgery back in San Diego. So hey, you know that's a great shot right there. Why? Because we talk about it occasionally how the bullpen coach is an extension of the pitching coach. They're always on the same page.
Yep.
And that's one of the things I enjoy talking to Darren and Doug when we're in the same room. You know, they can almost answer each other's questions. You know, if I answer or ask a question to Doug, Darren could answer it the same way Doug would. They're just always on the same page and know every little thing about every single pitcher.
Kemp leading it off, fouling it back to the screen. And we were talking to Derek Norris about that before we went on the road, about how he is sort of an extension of the coaching staff also as the catcher, having to worry about the starting rotation, the relievers, the entire pitching staff.
I'll take it a step further. We've talked about this as well. I think it should be the same throughout the minor leagues. From rookie ball to the big leagues, I think the signs from the third base coach, I think the pitching sequence signs, run around second base, everything should be the Padre way. I'm a firm believer of that. Because you get a kid that gets called up from Double-A to the big leagues. First of all, he's intimidated. But you know what, though? He doesn't have to worry about the signs from the third base coach. He doesn't have to worry about the bunt sign, the catcher signs. It's been that way in Double-A.
Matt Kemp will strike out looking. Thought it was a little bit low, and says some stuff to Lance Barrett on the way by. It's 5 strikeouts for Aaron Sanchez.
Well, once again, tremendous movement. Really being aggressive with that two-seamer. Boy, that pitch, it looks like it ends up or starts off the plate, but then moves back and hits just at the knees on the Fox tracks. And was it below? A little bit, huh?
Appears to be.
Yep. After a second look, that looked like it was low.
Solarte will take a hack on the first pitch. Skies it foul. Only hit the Padres have. Infield hit in the first inning for Solarte. It's now 8 in a row retired by Aaron Sanchez. Framed by Martin, but it's a ball, and it's a ball and a strike. '31st career start for Sanchez in the majors, looking to win his 10th consecutive decision. He's held opponents to 2 earned runs or less in 14 of his 19 starts on the year. On the ground towards first. Smoke backed up and will flip to Sanchez, and plenty of time to get the oncoming Solarte. 2 down. It's time now to check out the Cholula flamethrower.
Well, with Aaron Sanchez for the Blue Jays on the mound, 96. How do you say hot sauce? Chowed? Isn't chowed in French hot?
I don't know.
I think it's chowed.
And I took 4 years
show?
of French.
Show.
No one seems to know.
That's show sauce. It's spelled C-H-A-U-D, because I remember I was seen in the showers in Montreal.
Yeah.
Chowed, and cold is frio or foie.
I think that's Spanish.
So yeah, chowed and foie. So that's chowed sauce.
I think your Spanish is much better than your French, I think. The Cuidado kid.
Yeah.
2 down here in the 4th. Well, I hope Julie can help. Julie, you know anything about French?
Guys, 2 years of high school French.
Yeah, I took 4.
It's
I know
showed.
nothing.
Is it really?
It is.
Showed.
Showed.
I took 4 and I remember like none of them.
Here's a little fun fact. Even though Canada has 2 official languages, English and French, French is the 12th most spoken language in the city of Toronto.
That surprises me.
Very diverse city.
Alex Dickerson with 2 down.
So Missouri would be the hot state, the hot me state, the show me state. Show. I'm getting conflicting reports. The D is pronounced and the D is silent.
Ground ball right side and sliding, but nobody's covering at first base is Sanchez. He went after it instead of going to the bag. Smoke, Travis, the first baseman, second baseman, they're all going for it too. And Dickerson beats it out. It's an infield hit.
You know, that's one of those in-betweeners that it is really tough to call, because as a pitcher you taught to get over there as quickly as you can, and if you can't do it, if you can't get it, you hover over towards first base and get there as quickly as you can. But on this play, you know what, Sanchez is such a good athlete. Smoke over at first base is thinking, I don't think he's going to get it. So I think that was just one of those perfectly placed struck balls in fair territory that you really, gosh, you know, what do you do?
Base hit for Dickerson, second hit of the night for the Padres. And it brings up Ryan Schimpf.
I'm thinking that maybe Travis could have went over when, you know, he saw that play develop, not hit that hard. You know, it's either going to be Sanchez or Smoke.
Strike call.
You know, done it in a perfect world. Okay, this ball's hit here, right? You know, Smoke is converged, and the pitcher's going to go get it. Maybe if Travis came over there in a perfect world.
So hard, it happens so quickly.
You know, and it was hit just perfectly. Sometimes you just got to throw your hands up and say, you know what, tip your cap to the guy.
Did he go? He did. Eric Cooper said he offered. Trying to hold up with Schimpf, who's now down 1-2. Kemp struck out. Solarte grounded out to first. Dickerson with the infield hit. Ryan Schimpf batting for the second time against Aaron Sanchez. Down on the count, 1-2. Runner goes. Pitch swung on and popped up. Down from third is Donaldson. He'll stagger but put it away. 3.5 done tonight from Toronto without a score. Yeah, I don't know about that, Mike. We play along here to the bottom of the 4th inning. Chapman, of course, no longer with the Yankees. And you had the big 3 they're going for New York. Now you're down to the big 2.
Yeah, it's no more no runs DMC.
No.
It's
you got to go a little deeper into the game. They need the starters to go 7 innings now instead of 6 for the Yankees. Certainly going to be tough this American League East, as Mike mentions. And Drew Pomeranz making that start tonight for the Red Sox. Are going to bounce back after his first tough outing in his new uniform.
Think about it, how integral a part of a ball game, 9 innings, that 1 inning is to where you shorten a game.
Oh, yeah. Talking to Joe Girardi yesterday, he had an unusual situation that they had been used so much. Going into yesterday's game against the Giants, none of those 3 guys were available.
Wow.
And they were still able to beat the Giants, who have really been struggling. The Giants just finished a 1-7 road trip.
Started against the Friars.
Right. The Friars took the first 3. On the ground, sopping down third baseline. It's a fair ball, and Encarnacion didn't run. Very late to do so, and he, with his arms in the air, running down to first base, is out. 5-3 on the put. Got to run.
Absolutely. Let the umpire call it. And I think this is the right call, because this ball, watch where it hits. Line, and that ball is over the bag. That's a great shot.
Came back.
Yep. That is a great shot, and the correct call by Eric Cooper. You bet.
As you can see, Encarnacion was not even in the picture when Myers received that throw at first base. So into the shift go the Padres on the right side of the infield. Michael Saunders getting his second look at Colin Ray.
Where'd that miss?
It's a good pitch, didn't get it. Against the shifts at 277. 11 of his home runs have come in situations where there's been a shift in front of him.
Well, there's a Schimpf in front of him right here.
And a shift.
Yeah.
Schimpf in the shift. Huh?
Oh, that's a nice little cutter right there on the outside corner. Watch the cutter. Just a little bit of movement on the outside corner. Framed perfectly by Derek Norris.
They'll skip in, and it's 2-2. Line to right center, and that's going to get down and head into the gap. Back to play is Kemp. Still running is Saunders, who's thinking 3, and he'll get there without a problem. First hit of the night for the Blue Jays comes here with 1 out of the 4th inning, and it's a gapper triple to right center. And Saunders, for a big man, showing some pretty good speed around the bases.
Well, this team isn't known for hitting triples. They're known for hitting home runs, but Saunders, he gets his hand, even though the pitch is down, you see him get his hands in? He rifles this ball to right center field. And Don, as you mentioned, it's pretty symmetrical here at Rogers Center, but still a big outfield. He's got 3 written all over that one.
So Saunders 90 feet away now with 1 down, and Troy Tulowitzki standing in. Padres are shifting, but they bring the infield in all the way around. Don't see this every day. Pitch in the dirt. That's different.
Heavy 3 on the left side.
Bring it tight, but 3 on the left, 1 on the right.
Hey, remember he came inside to Donaldson with that good fastball? I take that back. Bautista. Remember the 6-4-3 double play? I mean, obviously different situation, but my point is, if he can throw something into Tulowitzki, keep the ball on the left side, and hold that runner at third base with a weak grounder to one of those 3, he's doing his job. Or a slow breaking ball, something that Tulowitzki will pull.
Driven to deep left center field. Back goes Jankowski. He will leap and make the catch out there. Tagging and scoring without a problem is Saunders for the game's first run. Nice catch by Travis Jankowski out in left center field. But the Blue Jays take a 1-0 lead. That was a rocket headed out there, and Jankowski went and got it.
2 hard hit balls this inning, and that's right down the middle. Tulowitzki gets extended, and Travis kind of looked like, not too familiar with the outfield. I'm sure he was out there during batting practice, going into the gaps and going to that warning track out there, but it's the same surface. That dirt you see, or that different color, that's carpet. That's the same as the green stuff.
Which really kind of takes away what the idea of a warning track is.
Yes, because it's the same field.
You're running on grass to get on dirt or turf so that you can tell where you are. That's the idea of the warning track. But if it's the same surface, it really is nothing. It's
different,
nothing.
just a different color.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But as far as what it feels like underneath your feet.
Yeah, and you saw Travis jump a little early, right?
Right.
Prematurely.
Didn't know where he was.
That's right.
That's a strike, and we'll send it down to Julie.
Well, to add to your point, guys, I had the exact same question for first base coach Tarek Brock, who works with the outfielder. Said, how do you know the difference? It's all turf. He said, you don't. You just have to look. You have to take your jumps. He said that they practice this during BP for this exact reason.
Jankowski back onto that warning track, and he makes the catch in front of the wall. Well, he was tested a few times out there at center field of the warning track. It's 1-0 Toronto. Well, yesterday a good game for the Padres coming from behind.
Yeah, Alexei Ramirez was a huge double, 3-run double in the 9th inning. They really got to Jonathan Papelbon. And that was a good win. It was hot, it was muggy, it was sticky, and good to see the Padres win 10-6 yesterday in the nation's capital.
Alexei Ramirez coming up to lead it off here in the 5th. Brett Wallace, Derek Norris scheduled to bat in the inning. Aaron Sanchez has got himself a shutout through the first 4 innings. He's given up 2 hits, both infield hits. Ramirez struck out looking in the 2nd inning. 1 of 5 Ks for Aaron Sanchez. On the ground right side, Travis plays a tough hop, but makes a nice play and retires Alexei Ramirez. So 1 down here in the 5th. I'll bring up Brett Wallace having the chance to DH. Padres DHs this year. Hitting at .333 and a chance to play in American League ballparks. 1 home run, 3 runs batted in, and today it is Brett Wallace having that chance. Struck out against Aaron Sanchez in the 2nd inning. Swing and a miss on a fastball headed down and away.
Well, even though it's a 1-run game, Toronto up on top after scoring that 1 in the bottom of the 4th. We've got ourselves a pitcher's duel here. Both pitchers pitching well.
We were talking about Ryan Schimpf being drafted by the Blue Jays. Brett Wallace was actually first drafted by the Blue Jays. 42nd round, but did not sign. That was in 2005. Ended up being a 1st-round pick of the Cardinals and did sign in 2006. Another guy taken by the Blue Jays. Outside, full count. On December 15th, 2009, Wallace was dealt to the Toronto Blue Jays for Michael Taylor. He'd been obtained by the Blue Jays from the Philadelphia Phillies, part of a trade that involved Roy Halladay, of course, going. What a career he had.
Oh.
Down to first, and it's secured by Smoke, who'll take it to the bag. 2 down. Sometimes you'll see Encarnacion down there. Sometimes you'll see Smoke. Both can hit, and Smoke a better fielder.
The ball looked like it came up on him a little bit, but it was a huge hop way out in front of him, making it look easy. A big target to throw over at that first base, huh?
2 down here in the 5th, and it brings up Derek Norris. 6 games played here at the Rogers Center. Of course, Norris, an all-star of the Oakland A's. And in the American League. Fastball straighten him up and in. Norris grounded out to Josh Donaldson at 3rd base in the 3rd inning. Breaking ball.
That's a good one, isn't it? Straight down, 12-6, and not a big looping curveball. One with authority.
Sanchez taking a little stroll. On the ground, foul, and it is 2-2.
Sanchez got the power 2-seamer. That's the ball you see that's running a lot like that. into the lefties on the inside corner and then away from the righties. But that curveball he's got, get up on top of those seams right there. And I mean, he's getting on top and getting that 12-6, that type of rotation. So it's bam, off the table. He's got a good quick arm action too as well. There it is. Wow.
Norris strikes out on it. That's 6 strikeouts for Sanchez. We're halfway through. Blue Jays have a 1-0 lead. The Padres having to deal with Sanchez. Not been easy. All right, Mike and Vince, thanks very much. Back here at the Rogers Center in Toronto, where Kevin Pillar leads it off here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Pillar, Smoke, and Travis to bat in the inning. Colin Ray giving up a run in the 4th inning, but he's been very good so far against a very good hitting Toronto Blue Jays lineup. Ball and a strike to Pillar. Pillar grounded out to Schimpf at second base in the 2nd inning. Ray making his 18th start of the year. 5-4 the record. This is game number 100 of the year for the Padres. It's a hundo.
It's unbelievable, isn't it?
Yep. 62 left after tonight.
Think of it as 2 spring trainings.
2 more here against Toronto before the Padres head home. Both teams playing in their 100th game of the year tonight.
See if Colin Ray can put him away right here. 1 and 2. Looks like he's going to go with the old number 2 here. Curveball
to right center. Kemp on the move. Not going to get there. By him to the track of the wall. Pillar scampering for 2 will get the second standing with a leadoff double to begin the bottom of the 5th inning.
Well, that one hurts because he had him in the hole. 1 and 2. And secondly, look at the knuckle curve. He's digging that index finger into the ball. He's got the curveball grip and he sends it the opposite way. Hey, good 2-strike hitting. Take advantage of that high breaking ball by Pillar and driving it the other way.
So leadoff double by Pilar. Here's Justin Smoke, who flied out to left field his last time up. He'll take the breaking ball for strike one.
Okay, since we talked about the curveball last time for Sanchez, he throws the traditional with the fingers on the ball like this. If you notice inside the glove, Colin Ray throws the spike curveball, and that enables him to get that ball up and over that middle finger a little bit better. Some guys just feel more comfortable with that type of grip on that certain pitch.
Is that similar to the way that Pomeranz threw it, or no?
He actually dug his knuckle. In fact, that's a good question. Colin Ray digs it like this, fingernail.
Yeah.
Drew Pomeranz actually put his fingernail and that front part of his finger on the ball and then flicked it like this. Didn't turn,
Amazing.
Just flicked it like that. Incredible how he does that, how he masters that.
Check swing.
Yes,
Did he go?
did.
Yes, he did, says Eric Cooper. And they ring up Justin Smoke. That's the third strikeout for Colin Ray. One down.
Well, that's a big strikeout after leadoff double. Is it the curveball? You bet it is. And a nice smother job by Derek Norris, taking it right in the chest. And does he go? Well, if he hits it, it's a double.
One out runner at second base. I always take that from the perspective. I keep remembering that you were a pitcher. Yeah.
They go every time.
One out runner at second, and here's Devin Travis, who walked in the third. So anytime a guy had a check swing, in your mind, he was swinging. His intent was to swing.
Absolutely.
He was trying to hit what I threw.
Offered.
He offered.
It's an offer. None of this breaking your
So
wrist.
you're not buying the front of the plate or that
No.
he goes over. None of that.
No.
When it past a certain point, doesn't matter. Fouled off to the right, out of play.
I've said this many times. If you take the bat and take it to the furthest point before he starts to bring it back, that ball has a chance to hit that bat. It would go fair or it would go foul. The point is the ball's going to hit the bat and it has a chance to go fair. That's why I feel it's always a strike.
Off the plate foul, and it's 1-2. Aroldis Chapman traded out of the American League East, and the New York Yankees going to help out the Cubs.
I'll tell you what, the Yankees got a boatload back, I think. Sure, you can say what you want about Aroldis Chapman. He is a game changer, no doubt about it, in the ninth inning. But the Yankees being sellers and replenishing the minor leagues, it looks like.
It's kind of the idea, I think, because there's been so much talk in New York about are they buyers or sellers. And it's tough to tell because the Yankees are playing good baseball lately, better baseball. But they're in this tough American League East division. They are 7.5 games back of Baltimore in the wild card mix. And they felt like they could get better if they did trade one of those guys and get guys in return that could help them. So sort of selling, yes, but also buying at the same time. Broken bat down the left field line towards the corner, and that ball is going to run off the wall. Fair ball. Pilar coming around from second base. 2-second goes Travis. It's an RBI double, and it's a 2-0 Blue Jays lead. That was a broken bat double down the left field line that has given the Jays a 2-run lead.
Let's look at the. How does that ball travel 325 feet? First of all, he went down and got it. He wasn't really on it. It's off the end of the bat. The bat breaks in two a long way. And he hits it that far? That's unbelievable.
Number 9 man, Devin Travis. 2-0 Toronto. Top of the order now, Jose Bautista. He has popped out of the catcher, Norris. Grounded into a 6-4-3 double play. Now getting his third look at Colin Ray.
Look at him go down and get this. It's off the end of the bat and shatters the long way. 2 pieces. But yet travels 325 feet.
It's amazing.
He one-handed that.
Pickoff play at second, no throw. Darting back was Travis. Holding his helmet the whole way, blocking that open ear. Ear flap, of course, on one side. 1-0. Strike on the outside corner.
That ball went 99 meters.
How about you? You've already figured out the Celsius to Fahrenheit, and now you're dropping meters. It's incredible.
When in Rome.
It's outside. You are much smarter and much more well-rounded than I believed you were.
Don't.
You are a smart man.
I wouldn't go there.
You're very well-rounded.
Literally.
On the corner, that is strike 2.
I tell you what, Colin Ray is really showing me something here, because the pitch that Travis hit, we documented that, we showed that. But the last few handful of pitches to Bautista have been spot on, exactly where he needs to be. Look at the Southland Technology Fox tracks. He's pitching to the L, right? Staying out of the heart of the plate. Now he tries to go inside the kitchen.
Better make sure you get it in on Bautista.
Yep. See, when you look at the strike zone for a hitter, this is the living room, because that's where they make their living. But this is getting inside the kitchen, and that's where the pitcher makes his living.
So you want to stay out of the hitter's living room if I'm following you.
Exactly. You don't want to let them get extended. Hey, in a living room, what do? You prop yourself up. You extend your legs. You extend your feet. You get the remote. Fat and sassy. You're living it.
No living room. You want to go to the kitchen.
You want to get in the kitchen. You got some work to do in the kitchen.
Stays away and walks him. There's 4 walks allowed by Colin Ray. It's time now for the greater coverage of baseball, brought to you by T-Mobile. And the conversation over the AL MVP race, and of course the defending reigning AL MVP Josh Donaldson putting together a terrific year. So is Mike Trout, Manny Machado, Jose Altuve, who's having a great year for the Astros, who played great lately, and the final year for David Ortiz. Can that be something, to win an MVP in your last year?
Isn't that unbelievable? Is he incredible? Is he going to shut it down?
I believe he is.
Has he come out and said, hey, this is most definitely?
He has been pretty firm about it all year. I saw him at the All-Star game, of course, in San Diego, and you know that foot is not great. I mean, he's hitting great.
Yeah.
But if you watch him, he's not getting around all that great. I believe this is it. Even with the great year. 1-0 is high, and that's 2-0.
Hey, it's a great story.
Think of some of the guys who went out on top. How about Mike Mussina? 20 wins.
Yes.
And then retired.
Yeah.
Going out on your terms. Not a lot of guys can do that.
No, and that's the way you want it.
Through the shift into left center field. Here comes Travis around from second. He'll scores. The throw to third is going to be close, but not in time. Runner moves up, and Donaldson to second, and the Blue Jays have jumped out to a 3-0 lead. Got it on the ground, but well placed through a shift on the left side of the infield.
1, 2, 3 hopper. And you know what? When you're swinging the bat well like Donaldson, you find those holes. You hit the ball sharply. And on that throw, Donaldson will take second base. Does he stay in the bag? He does. You know, as an infielder, you got to keep that glove on the runner.
They come off.
You can't swipe and show the umpire. Now, it's not like the old days to where the ball beats you, he's automatically out. You got to get that ball, keep it in your glove, and keep it on the runner at all times.
Bachler, the interim pitching coach out there right now, acting pitching coach. With Edwin Encarnacion coming up, it's time for our top-tier player profile. And it's brought to you by Arco. Home runs for Edwin Encarnacion, second with 178. MLB ranked since 2012. 510 RBIs, slugging percentage over 500. OPS at 918. That's good for sixth. In the middle of this Blue Jays lineup since then. And a big spot here as the Blue Jays try to open this game up. With runners at second and third on top 3-0.
And once again, heavy on the left side for the Padres defensively.
to third. Solarte looks to runner back at third, and then is throwing plenty of time. Encarnacion down 5-3, 2 down.
Hey, talk about finishing on top. I know this gentleman had to retire because of injury. How about Sandy Koufax in 1966, the year he pitched in 66, then retired? He was 27-9.
Wow.
With a 1.73 ERA, and he retired. He shut it down because of arthritic elbow.
Now 2 down, second and third. Michael Saunders on the ground to first base. Myers has got it. He'll take it to the bag himself, and that will end the 5th inning. But 2 runs for the Blue Jays. They take a 3-0 lead. Summary, and Aaron Sanchez has been very good so far against the Padres. He has stymied them. He has a total of 6 Ks through the first 5, and his offense starting to get it going as well. Devin Travis able to drive in a run. Scoring Pilar. Josh Donaldson chips in. This puts the Jays on top 3-0 with the shift on the left side. Travis would score the 3rd Blue Jays run. 3-0 as we head to the 6th. Roof open tonight at the Rogers Center in Toronto. There you go, Mud. You get in one of those. Put you in one of those suits.
Really?
Get out there. It's
I'm
windy.
getting queasy.
You're strapped in, so you're not going anywhere.
No. Yeah.
And then you look down from the top of the CN Tower.
Oh, goodness gracious.
You could do it tomorrow if they have a suit your size. It's only like $200.
Yeah, okay.
That's it. And you just go out and hang out there, and then they take your picture too, which is great. No, thank you. Now, I've not read about any accidents or anything, so I mean, I think
I'm sure there are some accidents, but not the kind you're thinking of.
It's foolproof. I'd go with you and I'd watch you. I'd take your picture.
No.
Jankowski leading it off here in the 6th inning. Aaron Sanchez as Jankowski on to first base to begin this inning. Now Myers coming up. That is the 2nd walk allowed by Aaron Sanchez. Myers 0 for 2. Out towards right center field. From right comes Bautista. He'll make his way in for out number 1. Well, beautiful pictures tonight of Toronto. Presented in HD by Sony. A good crowd on hand for the first game of this 3-game series. Blue Jays have been drawing very well. Got a 3-0 lead with one out here in the 6th inning, and it brings up Matt Kemp. Check on Jankowski, and he was leaning, but able to get back to the bag.
Weren't they the first when this place opened to draw 4 million? Over 4 million?
Yeah.
That's incredible.
And they were selling out all the time. First retractable roof, Sky Dome, as it was known then.
I'll bet you this place was rocking when they had those teams in the 80s, those good teams in the
80s, early 90s, 92, 93.
Yep.
Great city.
Mm-hmm.
Kemp will take strike one. He has walked and struck out when looking in the 4th inning. Ooh. You know what else is pretty cool here? Center field, the standing area that is what, 3 levels high of standing fans out there in center field. Pretty good view, but look at that.
Little chance to roam as well, which is nice.
Left center to right center, you can stand.
It's packed.
I mean, it's a great spot to have a beverage.
Yeah.
Swinging a foul at the dish. Got a piece of Martin on the way by. It's like San Diego Beach, but a larger area. Left center to right center. Cool place to hang out. You're looking right in.
There comes a curveball right here. See if he bounces it and Jankowski can get the second.
He does, and there goes Jankowski for second base. So a wild pitch should be charged here to Sanchez.
And you know, as a pitcher, that's where you want to throw it. And I'm sure, knowing the type of catcher that Russell Martin is, he's upset at himself because he wants to take care of his pitcher. He wants him to throw it in the dirt. He wants to bury it so he can smother it. And that one just got away from him.
So the wild pitch getting Jankowski to second base. Count of 1-2 here to Matt Kemp. Look out, watch your face, up and in. 94, and that grabbed his attention.
Okay, this is coming at you, coming in hot. Two-seamer. Hey, you know what? We have the luxury of seeing a replay and seeing, that, what was that, about a foot away? But I'll tell you what, as a hitter, it feels like it's maybe an inch away. Coming right at the cabeza. Let's see if he goes down and away here after buzzing his tower.
Jankowski takes off for third as Kemp fouls it off to the right out of play. Stayed with hard stuff in 95. This was the pitch before.
Yeah, when you're hitting, it feels a lot closer than that.
Especially when you're a guy that kind of dives at the ball over when you're headed in, and all of a sudden it's headed in at you. Jankowski was running on the last pitch. So that's second with one out. Padres trailing by 3. On the ground to short. Tulowitzki has got Jankowski in no man's land. He'll run at him. And now Donaldson will tag him out of the dive. Kemp will get to first, but Jankowski tagged out on a diving head first bid by Donaldson, the third baseman. Well, it looks like a wet track in between second and third.
Well, Tulowitzki did the right thing. You run at the runner and then you give up the rock. You want one toss and then the dive. That's a good way to get a spike right in the face with Donaldson laying out to get that big second out.
So Kemp reaching on the fielder's choice. What's the rule on that? Anything to your right, you're supposed to stay at second base, right?
Jankowski should have held his ground right there. He's going to score on a base hit.
So instead of having him in scoring position.
Yeah, if this ball is hit here, he's off. But look at that ball. It's in front of him. Big time. And by that time, I think Travis realizes, yeah, you know what? Made a mistake. Darn it.
Now a fly ball to right field, hit well by Solarte. Back goes Bautista to make the running catch. A long way to go. Goes back and reels it in on Solarte. 5.5 done, 3-0 Toronto. An interesting ball game tonight. First time the Padres have been here to Toronto, and so far the Padres have not been able to push across a run. Blue Jays have a 3-0 lead, and Troy Tulowitzki at the plate. He will lace it down the left field line, foul. Hot shot, but a foul ball.
Well, the big story tonight, Aaron Sanchez, of course, the way he's throwing the baseball and the hits for the Blue Jays. 4 hits, 3 of them of the extra base variety.
I want to ask you about Tulowitzki. You saw him a lot with the Rockies over the years. I mean, pretty good player. I mean, all those years there, and you think about the teams. That one real good year with the Rockies in 07. Nice pick at third by Solarte. Just throw in time, but that's a guy who played on some bad teams.
Saturday, MLB on FS1 is back with a big-time doubleheader. Division leaders square off when Bryce Harper and the Nationals battle, I should say, Buster Posey and the Giants. Then the Cards try to power. Can I do this any worse? Cards try to tame the power of Giancarlo Stanton and the Marlins. It's the exchange rate. In a game you can only see on FS1. The action begins at noon Pacific on FS1, or watch it live on Fox.
I'm confused. Who's playing who? Saturday, MLB on FS1 is back big time with a doubleheader. Division leaders square off. Bryce Harper and the Nationals batter Buster Posey and the Giants. Then the Cards try to tame the power of Giancarlo Stanton and the Marlins in a game you can only see on FS1. The action begins at noon Pacific on FS1, or you can watch it live on Fox Sports Go. Just in case you didn't get the first time it was done. There you go. All righty, so 1 down. Here's Russell Martin.
It's the conversion rate.
Yeah, it's got you all messed up.
It's me every time.
Yeah. Hard walked in the second inning, flied out to the warning track in the fourth inning.
Not a bad 95 pitch effort from Colin Ray up to this point. 1 run in the fourth, 2 in the fifth. He's pitched quite well.
Popped up left side, Ramirez. 2 down.
That's exactly what I'm talking about. Still hitting his spots. Fastball in right here. Check it out. Watch him bury it. Get it in there. Four-seamer and can't get extended.
So 2 down here in the 6th. Brings up Kevin Pillar. He's grounded out to second base. Double to right. Scored a run. Pillar, a lot of highlight reel catches out at center field. He can go get it. He's trying to work his way through the 6th inning. And he gets that outside corner with a strike. Give up a run in the 4th, 2 in the 5th. On a total of 4 hits in the ball game tonight. No offense to speak of though tonight for the Padres. Deep in the hole, it's short. Ramirez will bobble it and hold on to it. Had it on the backhand. Pillar runs well, so he knew he had to get rid of it quickly, and on the transfer could not grab the ball. He's lost the handle.
Well, the ball hit sharply. There's the bobble. Sometimes on the transfer, just trying to be a little bit too quick.
They give Pillar a base hit. So 2nd hit of the game for Kevin Pillar. He's aboard with 2 down. Justin Smoke now 0 for 2.
I think that's got to be an error.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one.
What? It could be any team out there. Okay, just to. God forbid an infielder has to go 1 or 2 steps to the right or left and not field it cleanly. And then they give him a hit.
I agree with you.
You know, a good friend of mine in this game of baseball, the running joke is, why don't they just take the E off the board? Right? See that E up there where it says runs, hits, errors?
Yeah, it's hard to get one.
That E part, just get rid of it.
Just go with runs and hits.
Yeah.
Save a lot of space on a lot of scoreboards.
And you know what? I'm sure Alexei's mad at himself because he's telling himself, you know what? I should have made that play.
Yeah.
That's a makeable play.
And I don't think it was a hit.
I don't think it was a hit. See this right here? Let's just
take it out.
Yeah, we're just going to get rid of it.
How are you on LOB, left on base?
Don't worry about it.
You don't care about that either?
That's kind of a, that's kind of a good thing, bad thing, right?
I mean, you're because it gets a lot of team players on base, but if you don't score them, it doesn't do you much good.
Well, here's the deal. If you end up winning a game 14-2 and you've left 4 on, it's no big deal.
Right.
If you end up losing 3-2 and you left 8 on, that's when it becomes a big deal.
I like it.
You like the lob?
I like the lob. For first, and back is Pillar. Always a threat to steal, get good speed. Swing and a miss, and off balance was Justin Smoke.
See Andy Green, skipper for the Padres, flashing signs to Derek Norris. He's watching closely Colin Ray. He's watching the hitter. He's watching the runner at first base.
Well, those signs are in regards to the guy at first rather than throwing over, right?
Fastball in here.
There he goes at first, pitch high and away, and a bobble by Norris. Nobody was covering third, so now scampering to third is Ramirez and Solarte both running over there. The shift on. All of a sudden, you got nobody at third base after a stolen base by Pilar.
As you watch the leg kick, as soon as that ball was, the leg kick rather from Ray, as soon as that foot was up, he was off and running, had a good jump.
Swing and a miss, and Smoke strikes out to end the inning. Second time that Ray's gotten him. It's 3-0 Blue Jays. Padres baseball brought to you by Sequan Casino. Sign up for the new Padres club card today. By Jack in the Box. Taste the Portobello Mushroom Buttery Jack before it's gone. And by Mercury Insurance. We're on a mission to save you money. Log on to mercuryinsurance.com today.
Nice little fun fact again about Toronto as we take a look at Colin Ray. According to multiple sources, Toronto is the safest metropolitan area in North America.
Really? I'll tell you what, it is a very clean city.
Yes.
Alex Dickerson leading it off here in the 7th inning. Back out there, Aaron Sanchez.
Oh, we saw Colin Ray sitting on the bench, and you know what? He should be proud. You know, he trails 3-0, but he's throwing the ball extremely well tonight.
The Padres offense have not been able to do anything with Aaron Sanchez, 24-year-old from Barstow, California. Dickerson, Schimpf, and Ramirez. Dickerson struck out in the first, reached on an infield hit in the 4th. Ray had 103 pitches through 6 innings tonight. Line towards right center field. That's going to get down, and on this turf we'll get Batista on the backhand, stopping himself, turning and firing back in, but it's a double for Alex Dickerson. Batista was able to cut it off before it got to the track of the wall, but still a double for Dickerson in his 2nd hit of the night.
You know, Alex Dickerson, he, with his swing, he consistently hits the ball hard. That one's off the end of the bat, and it still has got some fuzz to it. Line drives, hard grounders. Good looking swing.
So Dickerson in scoring position to begin things here in the 7th. Brings up Ryan Schimpf. That is the first extra base hit of the night for the Padres. Swing and a miss.
Well, how about the changeup at 88 now that Sanchez is breaking up?
Cecil and Schultz up now for the Blue Jays. First action we have seen. Busy in that pen right now. 90 pitches on the night for Aaron Sanchez. Close pitch and call the ball.
Definitely got squeezed on that one. Did not get the call. Bringing it back. Good frame job by Russell Martin.
Two-one. Late on that, running away at 94.
Serious run arm side on that last pitch.
The breakdown on the night for Sanchez. 17 pitches in the fourth inning. Worked his way around a 2-out base hit in that inning by Alex Dickerson before getting Schimpf to pop out. 2-2. Strike three call. High strike with strikeout number 7 for Sanchez. First out of the 7th.
We know that Aaron Sanchez has got the good arm. He's got all 3 pitches that are working for him. And you know what? In fact, tonight, folks, he is dealing. Why? All 3 are working. Located two-seamer, the fastball at times. He's dropping the curveball, spotting his pitches. He just went up the ladder to Ryan Schimpf. And later on, he's breaking out the 88-mile-an-hour changeup. And there's the freeze fastball right at the top of the zone for the call third strike. He's good.
Here's a grounder off the bat of Alexei Ramirez, deep short. Tulowitzki will get it there without a problem. Still a very gifted shortstop, Troy Tulowitzki.
That play we just saw just took me back to the Colorado Rocky days and seeing this kid in the division 3 times in San Diego and 3 times in Colorado. The flip throw on the move, and look at the accuracy right there.
We got a lot on that too.
Yeah.
Off balance throw. Now 2 down here in the 7th inning with Dickerson at second base. And Brett Wallace climbing into the box. Third look at Aaron Sanchez. Sanchez wants a new baseball. Gets one from home plate umpire Lance Barrett. Sanchez trying to work his way around a leadoff double by Dickerson. Struck out Schimpf. Got Ramirez to ground out. Now Brett Wallace. Right down the middle, and that's challenge time right there. Power versus power.
And that's 95 with movement still. Yep. There it is. See how far you can hit it.
.42 pitches over 95 miles an hour. Sanchez has been in the driver's seat. Brought to you by Kia. Numbers with 2 outs here in the 7th inning. 3 hits, no runs. He's walked a pair and has struck out 7 along the way. Backs off. Wallace gets time. Reaches out, lifts a fly ball to left at Michael Saunders, who makes the catch and ends the inning. 7th inning stretch from Toronto, 3-0 Blue Jays. We get ready for the bottom of the 7th inning. It's time now for our fan of the game, brought to you by Fan Diego. A couple of Padres fans here north of the border and in Toronto, keeping score as well.
We saw some Friar faithful during batting practice down behind home plate on the field. Don and I had a chance to chat with them. Excited to be here in Toronto and experience Rogers Center.
Now Padres making a pitching change after 6 innings and 103 pitches from Colin Ray. The pitching change brought to you by El Cajon Ford as Jose Dominguez to his 8th game as a Padre, 1-0 with a 4.91 earned run average.
Hard thrower earned his first career victory. That was back on July 6th versus the Diamondbacks. Tried to hold these Blue Jays at 3 runs. A little bit more giddy up out of the hand of Dominguez than Colin Ray.
Devin Travis standing in and taking a pitch down low. Aaron Sanchez, the starter for the Blue Jays, thrown 97 pitches through the first 7 innings. Line off Dominguez, kicks into short run. And thinking 2 initially was Travis, but he'll hold on. He was quickly getting out there to get it is Schimpf, and they'll check on Dominguez. Paul Navarro, trainer, out of the dugout quickly. That one got him somewhere on the leg.
Boy, hockey suit coming right back at you. Was that off the leg or the forearm?
Can't tell. Now they're looking at the arm. You're right. Must have been the arm.
Happened so quickly. Well, Jose doesn't look phased, and they were definitely looking at his left arm, not the throwing arm. Seems to be okay. You see him flexing his hand right there, his left hand.
So a base hit for Devin Travis to begin things here in the 7th and brings up Jose Bautista. Goes by Joey Bats in these parts.
It's a pretty cool nickname.
It is.
I mean, say what you want about the guy.
Yep.
That's a pretty cool nickname.
Line into left field. A base hit. Travis to second on the single by Joey Bats.
That ball is laced. Just out of the reach of Alexei Ramirez at short. Yeah, I would say that's on the sweet spot there.
2 on, nobody out, and Josh Donaldson coming up. Line to short, struck out swinging, single to drive in a run, and picked up his 71st RBI of the year. Breaking ball fools him as he takes strike 1. Most times grinding into double play this year. Blue Jays second in that category, only behind the Angels.
.98 from Dominguez.
Jason Greeley up in the pen. He has been the 8th inning guy.
He's thrown the ball really well too.
On the outside corner. From short comes Ramirez. He wants to talk as Jose Dominguez off the backside of the hill.
Maybe ask what the signs are.
Travis at second, Bautista at first. Nobody out, last of the 7th inning. On the ground to first base. Myers will go to second for one, to first. Oh! And safe at first base is Donaldson.
I thought Dominguez was going to get just run over at first base. You know, kind of a weird play over at first base. Watch the back end of this as Dominguez gets to the bag. He's out. Was his rear end touching the bag?
It looked like he was sitting on the base when he received the throw.
Ball is in the glove there. I thought his rear end was on the bag.
Umpire can't see that. He's blocked. Dan Iasanya making the call, and yes, they are going to review this play. I think he should be out.
Yeah, I think so too.
So they will check this out at first base. Could be a double play. The Padres are able to overturn this. Dan Iasanya making the call. He's saying he couldn't see, and it's true. He could not see that, the contact with the bag.
Right.
It wasn't the foot. Neither foot was on the bag.
I really thought there was going to be a collision. I really thought that could have been nasty.
Because Dominguez was taking up so much of the base.
Yes. Watch his backside. There, he's on the bag. Ball's in the glove. I got out. What do you got?
I got out.
Okay, ball is in the glove there, and his
sitting on the bag.
Buttocks is on the bag.
So they have decided
he's
out.
Good call. Did you see? You know what? I like that. Did you see what he did? He was patting his rear end saying, yeah, it was on the bag.
On the bag.
Or he's saying, I like big butts and I cannot lie. Out.
So it is a 3-6-1 double play. 3-6-1. 2 down as Travis takes third base.
That is a huge double play.
Edwin Encarnacion 0-for-3 in the game. Has struck out, grounded out twice, both times to Yangervis Solarte at third base. There is Devin Travis gaining his lead off third. Padres shifting on the infield on the left side. And it's to left. Dickerson coming in, still coming. We'll get there to make the catch, middle of the cap high, and to end the inning. We head to the 8th. Toronto on top 3-0. All right, Mike and Steve, thanks very much. As Jason Grilli now in the game, that's a good thing, as Padres finally will not have to face Aaron Sanchez, who had 7 shutout innings in this game. The veteran right-hander Jason Grilli in.
He's been throwing the ball really well. He's their 8th inning guy. Fastball, slider, changeup. He can touch, mid-90s with the fastball. Has to rely on location, but he will throw that slider quite a bit.
He has struck out at least 1 batter in 15 of his last 16 games. Last 8 outings, opponents hitting at .080 against him. Norris down 1-2.
Yeah, we mentioned Pat Tabler earlier as Dominguez getting looked at after that line drive. Pat Tabler of the Blue Jays TV said that it's been a godsend for Grilli out of that bullpen in the 8th inning. He's really throwing the ball well.
Wrapping up that arm. He got hit on the line drive. Popped up, foul ground, that'll reach the seats.
Remember, Drew Storen was designated for assignment, so he's out of the picture. So the Blue Jays making those moves there.
And you got Osuna at the end, a guy who is not allowed to run over his last 8 outings. That'll get away. 2-2. So the line for Sanchez, 7 innings, 3 hits, no runs, walked 2, struck out 7, did not reach the 100 pitch mark in this outing, through 97 through 7, and leaves with a 3-0 advantage for the Blue Jays. Elevates and Norris chases a 93-mile-an-hour fastball. Strikeout number 8 for Blue Jays pitching.
Well, like Sanchez was doing occasionally, he's going up the ladder with that 2-seamer. Another strikeout. This copyrighted telecast is presented by the authority of the San Diego Padres and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the San Diego Padres.
1 out here in the 8th. Travis Jankowski. Grounded out to second, flied out to left, and walked. Now Thornton, the veteran lefty, up in the pen for the Padres. Ray went 6, Dominguez an inning. We'll see if Thornton comes on for the last of the 8th. Joined the Blue Jays May the 31st. Started the year with the Atlanta Braves. In 21 games with the Braves, he had a 5.29 earned run average. He's had a 2.16 ERA since joining the Blue Jays, and has settled into this 8th inning spot. Foul tipped, and it's 2-2. Andrew Kastner looking on tonight from the Padres dugout at the end. He's scheduled to get the nod here tomorrow in Game 2 of the series, matched up against Marcus Stroman. It'll be an interesting week here for Andy Green leading up to the trade deadline. Down to what, 6 days now.
Phone lines are going to be burning up. Make sure you have your cell phone charger with you at all times.
You think I'm going to get traded?
I'm just saying. No, no. I mean, like
in general.
AJ, okay. All managers, all that. You know, general managers, scouts.
And down to first base goes Jankowski. I just got here and you're trading me.
No, we're
send it
keeping
down to Julie.
You ain't going anywhere.
Well, guys, as you were saying, the trade deadline is approaching so soon on August 1st. And Andy Green, he's not in denial here. He has taken aside 3 guys in particular. Of course, rumors swirling around Andrew Cashner, Melvin Upton Jr., and also Derek Norris. And he's really taken the time to talk to these guys individually, see where their head's at, and, you know, just tell them to focus on the game. And he said, these are the 25 guys. This is who we're playing with. And he told Andrew Cashner, be prepared to make your start tomorrow. And today, Melvin Upton Jr. just getting another day off. But so far, nothing has been done with those guys as far as a trade.
All right, Julie, thanks very much. Certainly those guys will be keeping their phones charged.
Yep.
He's had such a good year for the Padres this year. And you kind of wonder where he would fit in on a team in contention right now. A lot of teams would like to have him, I'm sure.
Well, you look at the teams who have injured outfielders, right?
Yes. That's a strike.
There's one in this division, AL East.
The O's. He's had a flair for the dramatic this year, too. 3 walk-off home runs have been fun. Speed.
Melvin's been great.
No 2 to Myers. On the ground up the middle. Travis will tag second on to first. That's that. It's a double play. On to the bottom of the 8th. 3-0 Blue Jays. That you use your backside for an out.
No, this is a nice play turned all the way around. That's the 3-6 bun double play. Get it? 3-6 bun.
I got it.
Thanks to Aaron on Twitter. Nice call there, Aaron. And Dan Iasonia says, oh yeah, I got booty call. Out at first.
All right, so it's on to the bottom of the 8th. Matt Thornton becomes the 3rd Padres pitcher of the night. Going to shift the Padres on the right side here on Michael Saunders. Check swing grounder.
Oh.
It is foul outside of 3rd. That would have been unbelievable.
You were thinking the same thing,
Yeah,
huh?
I thought so.
The mistake, swing, double down the left field line.
Now foul ball. Saunders has walked, triple, and grounded out.
Well, Matt Thornton pitched yesterday in Washington, an integral part of that bullpen to hold the Washington Nationals when the Padres scored late in the games, 4 in the 9th to end up winning it. 1 inning for Matt, and bagels all the way across for the left-hander.
Takes over Jose Dominguez, 1 inning, giving up 2 hits. Painful inning, hit on the arm, not the throwing arm. Ground ball to first. Myers get it to Thornton, and he'll get the foot down in time. Nice play. Thornton had to kind of reach behind him to grab it, and Saunders retired at first base.
MLB.TV Premium, the #1 live streaming sports service, delivers everything you've come to expect and more. Watch every out-of-market game in live HD on over 400 supported devices. It includes a free subscription to @Bat Premium, the #1 app for live baseball. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.TV for details.
Really good job. No need to read it again.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I got the point across. Did you like the paper snap at the end?
You always do that.
That's when you know you nailed it.
When you nail a promo, you always hear the paper snap. It means
It's the Peacock.
Yeah, it's like dropping the microphone.
Yeah, my good friend Dave Rickards back in San Diego taught me the Peacock, the paper snap of confidence.
1 down here in the 8th, and it brings up Troy Tulowitzki. I got Osuna, the closer, along with Schultz, who was up earlier, back up again. The Blue Jays add some runs. We'll see Schultz. If not, it would be a save situation for Osuna. 1-0.
Boy, they got some good arms, the Blue Jays.
To left field. Dickerson going back onto the track. He'll leap. It's off the wall. Runs it down. Is running to second base is Tulowitzki with a 1-out double to nearly get out of here to left.
That ball was hit so hard. Looked like it had some serious topspin on it. Does this ball hits the top of the wall and then comes back into play? Alex gives it a good try. And thank goodness for a little give on that wall as well.
Yep. Right at the top and came back. So Tulowitzki at second base with 1 out. Russell Martin coming up. Martin tonight has walked in the second inning, flied out to the warning track in center in the 4th, popped out to short in the 6th inning. On the ground to short, Ramirez looks the runner back at second. 2 down. Dickerson out there trying to time his leap and make the catch.
Remember last year? Remember this? Kevin Pillar going back, timing it perfectly. Oh! Eyes the wall with total Spider-Man and snatches it back.
Mentioned it, he's made some unbelievable catches for the Blue Jays over the years. A good night tonight offensively as well. A double, a single, stolen base. Batting with Tulowitzki at second base, 2 down. That's a strike, kind of surrounded the plate. Pillar didn't think it was a strike. One out double by Tulowitzki at second base with 2 down in the inning.
You know what I love stories about, like Kevin Pillar? You know, you hear the guys who came from Stanford or USC or Miami, Oregon, you know, the big baseball. Cal State University in Carson, California. Huh. You know, it's a hotbed for baseball players. But don't you just love that, though?
Yeah, that's great.
And then guys coming to the big league level and paying dividends and just, you know, it just goes to show you. There's plenty of guys out there that went to junior college. You know, Ian Kinsler is a perfect example. He went to Central Arizona. He went to ASU. Then he transferred to Missouri, I think. But I love stories like that. The small colleges and guys making it at the big league level.
Down the right field line. That's going to be a foul ball.
Where'd you go to college?
Northeastern University.
Who's your famous baseball player that came out of there? Anyone?
Carlos Pena.
Really?
One. Yeah.
Carlos Pena went to Northeastern?
Carlos Pena went to Northeastern University.
Wow, I would have lost that bet.
Yep. On the basketball side, Reggie Lewis.
Nice.
2-2 pitch. Down the left field line. This is trouble. One hops the wall. Tulowitzki will score from second. Throw will go to second base. Standing is Kevin Pillar. Blue Jays take a 4-0 lead.
Remember we talked about Colin Ray getting pitches in the zone, in off the plate. Well, this one here to Pillar, Matt Thornton, he just doesn't get it in enough. He wanted it in, and Pillar is so quick to the baseball there. And you know, he didn't even hit that ball that hard. I should say he didn't hit it that well on the sweet spot. And look at how far that ball went. It bounced off the warning track and short hopped the wall.
So 2 down, Pillar at second base, and Justin Smoke now coming up. Smoke 0 for 3 is flied out to left and has struck out twice. On the ground at third base, Solarte's got it. The throw is going to be low, but it is in time to get Smoke and to end the inning. Another run for the Blue Jays on top 4-0. Baseball brought to you by Rancho Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram. No one saves you more than Rancho Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram. By Petco, your complete pet store. And by your San Diego County Lexus dealers. Beautiful night in Toronto as the Padres trail 4-0 as they come to bat here in the 9th inning. This place draws very well. In fact, they lead the American League in attendance. Just shy of 40,000 a night here in Toronto. Third arm on for John Gibbons is Bo Schultz into the game.
And the 9th game for the right-hander. Fastball cutter. Throws a changeup and a slider as well. Pretty much the fastball and the cutter. This guy's got a live arm. And with the 4-run lead, no safe situation, Ezekiel Carrera will be put out in left field. You can get up mid-90s to 100 for Bo Schultz.
Matt Kemp standing in. Kemp tonight has walked, struck out, grounded into a fielder's choice. Swinging a foul tip, takes the mask off Russell Martin.
Right off the cage. Ooh, bottom left on the grill.
He's kind of pulled it off his face.
Yeah.
Oh, 2 is a check swing foul.
White.
Kemp, Solarte, and Dickerson expected here in the 9th inning. Bouncing in, 1-2. Schultz comes set. Line down the left field line, headed towards the corner as Matt Kemp will round first base and head for 2 as Ezekiel Carrera gets it back in, but it's a leadoff double to begin the 9th for the Padres.
Well, we all know by looking at the score, the Padres are in slam range. You get multiple base runners, you never know what happens. One of the few balls that have been hit sharply tonight by the Padres. It was tough to solve Aaron Sanchez. Only 3 hits in 7 innings. He struck out 7.
Well, Jays trying to get back-to-back shutouts. Last time they were able to do that, you got to go back to September 16th, the 27th of 2012. Red Sox and Yankees able to beat the Mariners yesterday 2-0. Now Hervis Solarte takes strike 1.
96 from Bo Schultz. Hey, wouldn't it be appropriate for the Padres in this inning to load them up and hit a grand slam and continue the streak, the home run streak, 23 consecutive games?
Yep. Be a great way to do it.
It wouldn't be great if Ryan Schimpf did it.
Former Blue Jay draft pick. Soon as still getting ready. I guess this becomes a save situation. They've been warming up and ready to go until the Blue Jays added a run in the bottom of the 8th to make it 4-0. On the ground down the first baseline, foul. That was Alex Dickerson and Ryan Schimpf with solo home runs yesterday to make it 22 straight games. Franchise best streak of hitting a home run in 22 straight games. Previous record 1998, 14 straight. Matt Kemp at second base, nobody out. Foul back, and we'll do it again, 1-2. Blue Jays getting a run in the 4th, 2 in the 5th, a run in the 8th. Padres have left a total of 4 men on base through the first 8 innings. They were stymied in 7 innings by Aaron Sanchez. One-two. Away for ball 2. On the ground down the first baseline. Smoke's got it. He will flip to Schultz for the out. On to third goes Kemp, but that's the first out of the 9th inning. Now it's time for the star of the game, brought to you by Carl's Jr. Aaron Sanchez, 7 shutout innings with 7 Ks along the way.
You know, when you look at the stuff of Aaron Sanchez, and we saw it firsthand tonight, on a grading scale, scouting system, everything's above average, I think. The fastball, the curveball. He broke out the changeup later. Solid 3 pitches from Aaron Sanchez, and John Gibbons, the manager for the Blue Jays, can just sit back and watch his guy go.
Aaron Sanchez trying to better his record to 11-1 for the win here tonight. He's 10-1 coming in. Went 7 innings through 97 pitches. Here's Alex Dickerson. Shoots it foul off to the left out of play. Yesterday I mentioned the solo home runs. Back-to-back yesterday, Dickerson. And Ryan Schimpf. All part of the come from behind victory for the Padres yesterday.
That was a nice one. Hot, steamy day. That'll cool things off with a victory. Any way you look at it.
Now Dickerson drives it to deep right field. High, deep, and very good. The top deck for Dickerson. How about that? And the Padres extend their franchise best streak, hitting a home run in now 23 straight games. A 2-run blast to the upper deck by Alex Dickerson.
This ball is absolutely crushed. Slider down and in. And look at where this one lands. What the Roy Hobbs is going on? That ball is absolutely smoked like a Christmas ham.
That is it for Schultz after giving up the 2-run home run. It's a 2-run game now. Home run here in Toronto to right field, up to the upper deck, and now Ryan Schimpf coming up to face the closer just into the game for the Blue Jays now that it's a 2-run game.
Don, not too many left-handed hitters go up.
No.
Up to upper tank there.
Nope. I've never seen one up there in all the years that I've done games here.
That ball. Oh my goodness.
I've never seen one up there. I saw Manny Ramirez hit one to left that was up into the top deck. This one fouled off. Mark McGwire certainly admiring that kind of power.
Good for Alex. Great swing. Well, now they've got to contend with Roberto Osuna.
Schimpf will take the strike. know that 23 consecutive games. It is the longest streak in that category. Red Sox number 2 at 22, and now the Padres have moved past the Red Sox. Up and away.
Osuna can bring it. Fastball, slider, change up. Anywhere from 91 to 99 on that fastball. Always working from the stretch. And there you see his numbers. 51 strikeouts, only 9 walks, and 43 plus frames.
In the air, foul ground. Both Martin and Smoke. It'll be Martin who makes the catch. 2 down in the ninth. So 2 outs and Alexei Ramirez coming up. Osuna taking over for Bo Schultz, who in a third of an inning giving up the 2 hits, a double to Kemp, and the 2-run blast by Dickerson. Alexei tonight 0 for 3. Has struck out, grounded out twice. Strike 1. Center fielder Pilar over towards right center. The 0-1. In the air to left center field. Carrera calling. Pilar peeling off, and Carrera makes the catch that ends the game. 4-2. The Blue Jays hold on to defeat the Padres in the first game of the 3-game series. What's in store, Mike Pomerantz?